In this video, I want to go over the CenterExtract module. This is an advanced module only, and basically with this module, it allows you to extract either the center or the sides and choose how much of the other you want to reduce. Before getting into it, let's first discuss what the center and the sides are. So if you have a mix with a bunch of different instruments, they're all mixed in different ways and panned around the stereo field. When something is perceived as being in the center, what's actually happening is the signal is going to both the left and the right sides of the channel. But when you combine those both together, what you perceive is that sound coming through the center. So for example, when you're hearing the vocal right in the center, what's actually happening is the vocal is going to both the left and the right. And hearing both together, it sounds like it's in the center. Things that sit in the center are mainly the vocals, the kick, the snare, and the bass. And then the other things fall to the sides. Now, with the sides, this doesn't mean that the one instrument is all the way to one side. And when you're panning things around to different amounts, what it basically means is if you pan something 50% to the left, it's going to be heard more on the left, but also a bit of that signal is going to the right. So that's the difference, how you have some sounds in the center and then others on the sides. And with this module, it allows you to extract either the center or the sides. So as you can see, you've got keep center or keep sides. And then you've got some other parameters to decide how much of that is going to be reduced and how many artifacts are going to be introduced by this reduction, and how you can smooth out these artifacts. So I'm going to be using the audio track that's the same track that I'm using for the music rebalance, but I want to use it for this module as you'll hear how you can separate these two elements. I'm going to play around about here where the vocal comes in and just preview it. This is with the keep center. I'm going to pull down the reduction strength. And now I'm going to push it up. As I push it up, you're hearing what's in the center. If I pull the artifact smoothing all the way down, you're getting a lot of that gargly musical noise artifact sounds there. I can push this up to smooth that out. Now, if I jump to the sides, you're hearing the elements on the side. Pull the artifact smoothing down, you're getting that sort of watery musical noise. Then I can pull this up to smooth it out. I can even introduce some of the dry mix back in. Switching back to keep center. So this is really dependent on how you mix your track. But with this song of mine, I've got the vocals that were in the center, the bass and kick in the center, and you can still hear a bit of the vocal harmonies, which were sitting very close to the center. But when I go to the sides, you can hear the other instruments like the cymbals of the drums, the guitars, and some of the other vocals that have been panned around. Now, another thing to make note of is with the keep sides option, you've got two different algorithms you can use for determining how those sides are kept. I'm just going to play back again from here, and I'm going to switch between these two modes so you can hear the difference between the true phase and the pseudo pan. I'll leave these parameters all set as they are, and let's preview. So two different algorithms there that you can use for the sides. Just depends what you want to do and what type of sound you're going for when you separate the sides. Personally, I quite like the pseudo pan, but it depends on your mix and you can play through and jump between the two to hear how they sound. So that's how to use the CenterExtract to extract the center of the stereo image, or to extract the sides. Obviously very helpful if you want to take a mix and reduce the center items like the vocals just to hear the other musical elements. Now that you know how to use that, let's jump into some other modules.